Hi everyone, welcome back. This is TJ, and today we're going over Devlog 4 for Subby. Today I'm hoping to get a few things done on it. We've got some nice little stretch goals to shoot for. The first one is getting the user interface in so we can actually see what we have in our inventory and some stats on the submarine. And then I want to try and get the game loop in where we can collect life, take it up, to something. Probably just put a box there for now that you can bump into, and there'll be a shop, and you can exchange life there for some form of money. And that should do it for this one. That's going to be a lot of work, and I'm probably going to spend most of the time fast forwarding through this so you can listen to some nice music from my buddy Ryan, and we'll go from there. Any interesting bits, I'll stop and fill you guys in, and we'll go from there. So let's jump into it. Have fun. Jumping back in, let's do a quick little recap on how far we've gotten with this. So if I hit play, we should see all the life kind of spawns. We've got our little submarine as the white circle. We've got our nice creepy little jellyfish. And then these little guys right here are our tiger bloats. Nothing fancy at the moment, but we can move the submarine around if we collide into these, start collecting them. And I don't have the camera following the submarine yet, but we can see over here in the scene view, we can go around and start collecting more and more life. There's a couple more. So basic gameplay is kind of working. I'll probably up the speed of the sub for the base engine, and we'll go from there. But the thing that I want to get in is going to be getting this inventory button working in some form, having a shop somewhere up top here on, if we're looking in the scene view over here on the left, to make sure we can exchange the life we have in the inventory or the cargo. I'm going to be using those interchangeably. They're the same thing. Except inventory is everything. So in our cargo bay, we're going to need to remove life from the cargo bay and also sell everything that's there. So that's kind of the plan here, and let's get this time lapse rolling and go from there. Okay, so I wanted to jump back in here real quick and give a quick little update. So, as you probably saw in the time lapse, I was doing a little bit of work on both of these sides. So we have inventory over here on the right. Let me collapse that real quick. So I changed how we're adding life to the cargo and created this new life inventory item, which is over here on the left-hand side. This keeps track of just the data for life, and it's got some properties here. So count is actually just a read-only thing. We're going to need to set the... Actually, no, that needs to be a private set, doesn't it? Okay. So we can see how many are in the inventory at any given time. And then the total value, just it's simple calculation on here, but we get the cargo bay's inventoried value for how many of this life you've collected. It's just a nice way to cache it. I'll probably do the same thing here for weight, but I wanted to get this working real quick. You can see down here at the bottom, we've got this public override toString. It's a quick way, all objects in C# have a toString method. And if you override it, you can put whatever text you want from the object in it, and it returns a string. So over here on the right-hand side in inventory, I went through and made this little function to log cargo. Probably clean it up a little bit and shrink it down, should we choose to. But all it does is loops over what's in the inventory and prints out the toStrings for everything. So if we go back to Unity and fire this up, I changed the speed of the player just so it's easier to test it. If we zip around here, if we collect one, we can see we have 0 jellies. Huh. So that's not working right. Count. Let's see. That should be adding. Add life to cargo. Add. It's because I put the log cargo statement in the wrong spot. So it's adding it. It was just in the wrong spot. But this is a quick sanity check, so I don't have to worry about it. So if we restart this, you get to see live development and the joys of it. All right. It's actually one of the jellies. Total value is $5. If I pick up a tiger bloat, we can now see we've got this horribly formatted string. Need to toss a new line in there. But we got 1 jelly and 1 tiger bloat. Cool. Seems like it's working. I just wanted to give a quick little update on that and keep going. So after some fighting with Unity and having the older version, I was running 2021.3.11. I changed it to 2021.3.14. That's the most current as of November 27th. That seems to be fixed. We've got the framework for the inventory panel menu kind of sorted out. Let's pull this up and show you what it looks like. From the start, it's going to be, this is the cargo screen. So right now there's no cargo in it. But what I can do is if I go to our prefabs, I've created a nice little panel here that I can drop into content. And this is going to be what the player is going to see whenever there's life collected. So we're going to have the name of the life up here at the top. There's going to be the count, button for info, and then a button to drop if you need to. Probably put some other stats on the description page, and that will let us go through and make sure we can see how heavy something is and whatnot and go from there. But if we duplicate these, you can see I can actually run the game and see what this looks like. So there's nothing here right now, but if we're just paying attention to this right here, it's kind of elasticy. It's sitting on top of the player, which I'm not a fan of, but we got that menu taken care of, so we just need to wire it up to the actual cargo and we're good there. All right, so as you can see, we had 3. Now we have 2. Now we have 1. Now we have 0. So once this hits 0, I'm going to need to delete this panel. But other than that, I think we're good to go. Let me do that real quick, and let's do that live. Let's see. So drop live. So life data. If let's see, life data dot count equals 0. Game object dot destroy this. I think that'll work. I think that's all we have to do for that. If so, that's going to make my life real simple. Let's see. 1, 2. There's 2. Drop, drop. Can't drop anymore. Back here. Destroy object. This is an object. Life inventory panel. That should be good now too. Okay, cargo's full. Drop one of those. We can pick it up. Cargo is not full. Cargo still has a little bit of room. Now it's full. Okay, so we can have 2 tiger bloats, 9 jellies. If we drop those, we can pick it up. So, slight change of scenery. It's been a couple days. I've moved the camera around and whatnot. Goal for today is to finish up devlog 4, and we'll see what happens. This last bit is going to be trying to get the life exchange working and just calling it good from there. Let's see how far we get. Time for a little update. As you can see, I've added in this little green box. That's going to be the life exchange. I should probably toss a little name on it here. Let me do that real quick. That'd be... Ooh. I don't know. Actually, not sure how we would do that off the top of my head. Okay, so we've got a little update here. This little green box is our life exchange. There is a collider on it that goes down low right here, as you can see on the left panel. So this little green line is where the player can bump into it and it will trigger the life exchange. And I've also added in this ground placeholder. It's supposed to be ice. I'll go through and when I do an art pass, update this so it looks prettier. But at the moment, what we can do is, if I zoom out a little bit, there's a lot of life right there. Cool. So we'll go through and pick some of this stuff up. So as you can see, we've got 6 jellies and 1 tiger bloat. So if we go to the life exchange, don't have the panel showing what is currently in the cargo working yet, but the sell all button, if I clear the console here, hit sell all, we can see cargo is worth $37, so the player would get $37 or whatever the currency is going to be. And then if we exit and go to our inventory, it clears the cargo. So that part's working. I just need to do the UI for, if we go down and back up, this won't trigger if you're still in it. It only triggers once you enter it. So, but I need to get the panels here showing the life and have a button to remove just a single single creature from our cargo bay. And then I think that part's done, and we can call this devlog complete. Stay tuned. Okay, I think that wraps this one up. So let's get this thing running. We can see we got some life here. Hit our inventory. We got 2 jellies, 1 tiger bloat. Go up here, same thing. 2 jellies, 1 tiger bloat. This is a different prefab. I'm gonna have to get the total in here, so I'm gonna actually make a note of that over here. Okay, so that's in the Trello board now. But as we can see, I don't have the sell 1x, but if you sell all, it sells all your inventory. And if you go back to your inventory, it is totally empty. And then you can go back and start collecting more life. So we can see we can collect all of these guys down here. Enough room? Cool. And we got 7 jellies and 2 tiger bloats. Go up here. Sell it all. Cargo is worth $49. I think that's a good place to wrap it for now. We'll go through and polish this up a little bit more and get everything working, but I think that's a good place to call it for this one. This was a lot of fun, and getting this much done on Subby has been great. It's definitely more polished than what it was the first time I went through this, and I think we're going to make some good headway here in the next month. Yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, please drop a like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, TJ out.